Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff because this market is insane and there's always 9,000 stuffs to talk about. Don't forget to leave a like on the video. It's a free and easy way to support the channel. Very big thank you to everyone who leaves a comment for the algorithm as well. This is going to be lightly controversial. It should not be at all controversial because it completely makes sense. However, my friends, we have moved into a brand new world in case you somehow missed it. And it's understandable that you could have if you're not watching every single day, or if you're not too in tune with a bunch of cryptocurrency news, this might then sound quite shocking to you. We have had an enormous, not a little bit, we've had an enormous amount of companies, banks, hedge funds, governments announcing that they're getting into the cryptocurrency space. This has essentially, egregiously pushed cryptocurrency ideas, where they're going to be in the future, and their price predictions to brand new heights. I mean, really, like some of the stuff that people are talking about now sound ridiculous, but they're also probably going to come true just because of all the stuff that we have going on. We have, I think there's more than 20 now. I think that's the number in case you weren't here. Over the last few months, there have been, I think the number's 20. Companies who have announced that they're going to be buying Ethereum, and their idea is that, from what we've been told, is that a number of US banks and central banks around the world are planning on creating their own central bank digital currencies, what people now call stable coins. They're the exact same thing, don't argue with me. And they're going to be put on top of Ethereum. If Ethereum is already the most used blockchain on the planet, then therefore, if we have a 39x of usage and money flowing through it, it's going to cause the ecosystem to reach wonderfully beautiful new heights. As we've been going over this year, this would, of course, also benefit the entire, if you will, larger altcoin scene community that we've been getting like a whiff of recently. When it comes to all this ETF discussions, if you've been missing it, basically, it's about seven or eight different coins that seem to be more favored by Wall Street than other coins. And I do believe that a lot more money will cycle into these bigger 7 or 8 coins. Is Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, I want to say Cardano, Dogecoin, Solana, and there's another one that I'm missing somewhere around there. But there's specific coins that keep repeating over and over in ETF filings and grayscale filings, and just like what we're hearing from like the bigwigs talking about things within this market. Ethereum holds a particularly special place because it is the number 2 coin, and there is some kind of a mantra going on that Ethereum is at some point going to become the number 1 coin because of this excessive amount of usage from its blockchain. However, and once again, controversial in that these numbers sound insane, but also what we've seen in the last 3 months, it does make a lot of sense because a lot of these companies have kind of come out of nowhere. One of them being Bitmine. If you missed the news, Bitmine was a Bitcoin mining company. Surprise, right? Who would have thunk it? Announced around the end of June that they would be aggressively accumulating large amounts of Ether. And as such, they are, at least at this point, nearing around, I think, 3 million Ether. And they said that they have no plans of really stopping until they have around like 7 to 10 million ether for just one company. So there's also that. This is basically information from Tom Lee. Tom Lee being one of the oldest people within the space, not like age-wise, but as far as like he's been here for a while. He was one of the earlier people who was like, hey, Bitcoin looks pretty cool. I think Ethereum's kind of hot and kind of awesome and all these other things. And there's also someone called Austin Arnold, who's also in this article as well, basically discussing the idea. Tom Lee says he thinks that because of all the bills and the other things that got passed, the Genius Act, the Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, I think that's his name. Also, if you missed that, the Treasury Secretary of the United States announced that he thinks that the central bank digital currency stablecoin sector is going to be worth like tens of trillions of dollars in the next like 4 to 5 years. So the current stablecoin market cap is like, I think 600 billion, which is also insane. It's something like huge amounts of money. That's basically meant to like 10, 15x by the time we get to 2030. And many of these coins are already built on top of Ethereum, a large amount of them. So like for Tether, for instance, a lot of people for some reason got like, oh my gosh, what's happening? You don't just build on one chain anymore. You kind of make sure that you kind of hit them all at the same time. So Tether is on like 13 different chains. And I think Tron and Ethereum are the main ones. And basically like a huge chunk of it is coming from Ethereum. So as more of these get built and more money flows into the stablecoin ecosystem, Ethereum is logically going to benefit. He said that we're basically having, okay, I don't know what that means, but he said we're currently having a chat GPT moment for crypto. Once again, I can't decipher what that would actually mean. We also had something, if you missed it, this was about 5 or 6 weeks ago. The head of Van Eck, one of the largest investment realists, you know, those things like BlackRock level, they're talked in the same breath as them, announced that they are calling Ether the Wall Street token. As we heard, apparently behind the scenes, tons of companies were basically announcing that they were launching, doing something, buying up huge amounts of Ether, and that they loved Ethereum. So here's the actual discussion. Hold on. Let me find the actual thing. Hold on. Wait. Stay. Because it's a rather long article. So I'm trying to like. Okay, cool. Awesome. So the idea is that Ethereum's price is going to move up. Got it. The most interesting one that we had recently was the idea of like a it was 25,000 to a $30,000 Ether by 2029. If you don't remember that one, it basically has to do with all this adoption that we're seeing now. The companies who are buying tons of Ether, if they keep buying tons of Ether, if they all want 5 to 7% of all the Ether, it's going to cause prices to rise. So the prediction was that in about 3 years, we would see a $25,000 to a $30,000 Ether. This goes one step further with the idea of, in the article, predicting how much someone would need, how much Ether you would need in order to become a millionaire at the exact same time. Their prediction is a little bit further than 2030. And they're saying that if you want to become a millionaire from Ethereum and its ecosystem, basically in the next couple of years, this would equate to a $62,000 Ether. And like I said, it sounds crazy, but no, because we've had this discussion before and it's just time. When Bitcoin was 100, 1,000 sounded, oh, wow, a little crazy. When you get to 1,000, 10,000 sounds like, oh, okay. 100,000 sounds insane until you get to 1 million. Then 100,000 makes a lot of sense. When you get to 1 million, same exact thing for Bitcoin and many other coins. We've had a huge amount of $100,000 plus predictions for Ethereum as of late. So this one is a smidge lower, if you will. They're predicting that by the time, even before we get to 2035, Ethereum will be $62,000. And they note that it says the average person, but we'll go over that in a second, would then need 16 ETH, 1/6 Ether, to be able to have it be worth over $1 million. As we've gone over many times before, the average person, especially those outside of crypto, there's no... This segues into the idea and something that you have to remember, and I know that some of you do. Thumbs up. Realize how early you are in this market, how new this market actually is, that we're talking about in less than a decade, this coin going to $62,000. We've had, if you weren't here for that $1 million Ether prediction as well. The other issue ends up being is that Ethereum has kind of really just become like a corporate Wall Street kind of coin. A lot of new investors or people who get into the space, they tend to choose like meme coins or other brand new coins that pop up. The only ones who are really paying attention to Bitcoin and Ethereum are companies, institutions, very wealthy people, or people who kind of see the patterns on the wall, that all the discussions kind of revolve around a very few amount of coins within the space. So I think Ethereum is going to be the next contender for the coin that's going to obviously go higher in price. But I think it'll have a Bitcoin-esque kind of feel to it where people realize that they could have gotten in before. It's kind of the same. Did you see recently? You must have, if you were looking at prices. Binance coin went over 1,000, and it went 1,025, 1,050. Cool, got it. That's not the point. The point is that at some point, Binance coin was like 20 cents. And nobody wanted Binance coin. No one was talking about Binance. It was like, why would I want this coin from the blah, blah, blah? If you had put 1,000, no. If you had put $100, $200 into Binance coin back in 2017, $200, you would have $1 million right now. And this is what I think is going to happen to Ethereum as well, because the same exact thing, Ethereum used to be like 50 cents and then it was $2 and $4 not too long ago. Anyway, yeah, I'm rambling on, but the idea is that it's normally just been Bitcoin has been this kind of contender. How much Bitcoin do you, if you haven't seen it, it's like a really popular thing. How much Bitcoin do you need to be a millionaire? How much Bitcoin do you need to be in the 1%? It's like a very popular topic. The number changes and it actually goes lower every year. As Bitcoin goes higher, you essentially need less to be able to like get richer and richer from it. So hearing Ethereum pop into this as well, like how much Ether do you need to become a millionaire just from it? It also even says it inside the actual article. The guy talking said, you might even need 14 Ether or less. Want to know why? Because if you're staking it, the amount of money that you'd be making from it would also quickly make you a millionaire, as well as you're getting all this passive income every single year from just like staking your coins, which I've also gone over before. I'm not going to go over it again right now. But the idea of staking, this idea of passive income, the idea of like buying crypto now, holding crypto now, staking it now, and then in the future seeing like, oh, I made a huge amount of money for doing absolutely nothing, both ways, by holding the crypto and by staking it. That will be the new path to like wealth in the future and passive income and retiring early and not having to do anything. Like, heed my warning. Like, this is all like... It's all there. We keep seeing this, especially if you've been with this channel for a number of years and the other one as well. You know what I'm talking about. Like, it's all written. It's basically written in the stars at this point. Anywho, yeah, Ethereum is becoming quite popular amongst very wealthy people. I give it, no, really. If it took these companies 2 months to do this, it's going to be less. It's going to be less than 9 months before they have all remaining Ether that's actually on exchanges. That isn't on exchanges because the amount of Ether that's on exchanges hasn't been this low since 2015. Remember that one? Yeah. Remember when Ether launched? It was 2015. Well, I think that's going to do it for this video. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.